Welcome into the Pie Factory in historic downtown Jasper. Brett Elmore alongside the coach, Heath Burns. The Coach Heath Burns Show, live Wednesday nights here at the Pie Factory. Coach, good to see you. We took a week off last week, had some bad weather in the area, and they took an off night here at the Pie Factory. But, Coach, good to see you as we get set for the holidays, and you guys are, since we last talked, now 12-2 and 10th in the state.
Well, we're right in the middle of it, man. It's great to be here. It's great to be in the holidays, away from school, playing basketball only, and a little practice time, a little play time. So we're enjoying it. We just got through playing in a tournament in Aniana where we played some really good competition for 2 days, and had a game with the number 2 team in the state last night. Great game. So we're just glad to be home, and glad it's Christmas time, going into the break, going into play 2 good teams next week. We're excited, man. Our guys are really excited and ready to play.
Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off last time. We were gearing up for a game with Cordova, and a game that we won 58-49. Talk about the atmosphere of that game. I've never seen anything like that in that gym. As far as basketball is concerned.
Well, it was a great atmosphere. It really was. Our people were great. They showed up in bundles. Cordova traveled well. It was a great atmosphere. It really was. I mean, you couldn't. It was standing room only. The light show. I mean, it's something else. Our pregame stuff is something. Jonathan Jordan's done a wonderful job with organizing everything that we do. As far as, our pregame stuff, the way they announce it, the old Chicago Bulls music, it's really cool. He's got a good voice for what he does, man. He's got those voices like you, man.
Well, I may need to recruit him on to be he may have a future in radio after his tenure there at the high school.
I've said many times that we've outkicked our coverage with him. He should be at some SEC school, man. He does a great job. And
he does.
We are very fortunate to have him with us. But, man, the atmosphere was great. It really was. We want every home game to be like that because, it's exciting for our kids to see that. They play harder. They get after it a little more. I mean, it's and that home court advantage, it does factor in, and it did in that night, and it has several nights. I mean, we hadn't really had a bad crowd all year, so we hope it continues.
Turned around, played at Cornerstone, kind of a rematch there. Same result, 63-36. As we cruised to victory on the road. That was a big one. And then came back home and played a Winfield team, beat them 69-32. And once again, that offense was clicking and the defense was clicking as well in both of those games.
Yeah, it's probably our best defensive game that we played up to that point. Our guys really got after the basketball that night, created a lot of havoc. They turned it over quite a bit, and we were able to get some run-outs. I don't know if our offense was clicking like it should be, but our transition would look really good. I mean, we were scoring in transition a lot right then, and it was a good game. I mean, they're a good basketball team. You play them once up there, and it's a 15-point game. So to come home and beat them like we did, it was a good game. I mean, it was good for us to gear up for what we just came out of. So it was a really good tune-up for us.
Then had to go on the road to Hayden, and boy, they were pesky. 68-57, those guys just hung in there.
They just wouldn't quit. They wouldn't go away. Every time we'd, make a push, there'd be a crazy call or they'd make a crazy basket. I mean, they got some good players. I mean, they're guard-oriented. They've got 5 really good guards that shoot it really well. I mean, they've got 2 that are high. We rate them A-plus shooters. I mean, so they can step behind the arc and make shots. 23 can play. He's a really good player, and he's a young kid too. And they're going to be a good basketball team. I mean, we think they're pretty good right now. I think in a couple of years you're going to see Hayden be a really good basketball team. And, of course, we're young too. So we're hoping the same result happen here at Jasper. But I think, that game really got our guys ready for area tournament play because they are an area opponent, 1. But 2, going into a Ramsey game or, like a Gunnersville game. It gets you ready for those late-minute situations that, you can't really emulate in practice. So it was good for us to see that at game speed, and our guys really responded well on the road in a hectic environment. I'm going to tell you, Hayden those fans are right on top of you. Like you can't
Right.
move. I mean, I was claustrophobic in that game. I was really nervous. They were right on top of me,
You were ready to
Brad.
get out of there.
I was ready to get out of there. Yeah,
Sure.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm not very
absolutely.
comfortable in Hayden. I don't
Yeah.
want to go back there.
Right.
I don't even like that area. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something about that place. I just did not enjoy myself there. They didn't like me either.
Right.
From the side,
I'm sure they probably did.
they all knew my name. It seemed like
Uh-huh.
I think they'd done their homework because they knew several of our guys' names, and
Oh, boy.
they heckled us the whole game. And their fans weren't too nice, but we sure enjoyed winning there.
Speaking of youth, you got a guy sitting next to you that's come a long way. That's Miller Moody. Miller, welcome into the program here tonight. And we were talking off the air. Of course, I watched you guys last year and now into to this year and seen a lot of difference in your play. And, Coach, they're having a hard time with this big frame underneath. And, Miller, what's it like playing for Coach Burns?
I love it. This year, I've come along. There's
See if that
a lot
mic's
of
on. I'm
players.
sorry. Is it,
How do you see if it's
let's
on?
see here. I'm having a problem with this microphone here. Let's get that situated. Let's see here.
I think that got it.
I think I may have gotten it. Yeah, there you go. I think I've blown up everything, actually. All right, go ahead, Miller.
I enjoy it. Our offense is really based around getting our bigs the ball. So I can get back there. I like playing with my back to the basket. I like to shoot hooks and stuff like that. So I really enjoy playing for Coach Burns. It was real hard at first because I was really out of shape. I was about 289, so I really had to work hard to get where I am now. But it was just, it's fun. It was really hard, though. But I think now you're kind of seeing all the work that we put in.
Yeah.
Last year, I didn't know how much work it put in to be a state championship contending basketball team. And I really do think if we keep on putting in that work that we really have a strong chance of winning the state championship.
Coach, talk about that mentality and some of the work that those guys have put in. And what's it like to know that you've got a guy like Miller that's going to be around for a couple more years?
Well, it's a good feeling. I'll tell you that. Miller has really worked hard, as he said, and I'm gonna tell you, that was one of the focus points. Focal points when it came in with Miller. We wanted to get him where he could play, be in playing shape where he could go for not just 2 minutes, but we could, pound 4 minutes on him.
Yeah, sure.
And getting a little lighter was a focal point, and man, he has really worked at that. Miller's dropped weight, and man, I'm gonna tell you, there hadn't been many nights where anybody was on the floor that was more effective than Miller Moody.
Yeah.
As far as bigs, we haven't played anybody better than Miller Moody in the paint.
Yeah.
He has been the best big on the floor in every game that we've played. Everyone we talk to on the road, they all talk about how well our bigs are playing, and they are. We haven't played a team with better bigs than Miller and Bubba.
Bubba's come along.
Bubba's come a long way, man.
Yeah.
Bubba Odom's played great, and with the tag team of Bubba and Miller, in the WWE, you're pretty good. But on the court, you're pretty doggone good too. So I think we're trying to get to some packages where we can put them both in at the same time. I think when we get to that level where they can handle the ball a little bit, and we do, we put a lot on our bigs. We make them handle the ball a lot because we need our guards to handle the ball a little better. So it right now, letting our bigs handle it some, it helps our guards. It helps take some pressure off of them.
Yeah.
And being 6'9", being 6'5", and athletic as heck, man, it gives them that opportunity to handle the ball a little more. So Miller has made some great passes all season. He's made some great advances in his game. I think you're going to see a guy that continues to get better because his work ethic is second to none. And I think you'll see a guy that goes on and plays in college somewhere.
I believe you're absolutely right. Coach Burns Show live from the Pie Factory, historic downtown Jasper. Tonight they have bingo night starting at 7 o'clock. Got great prizes to give away. We'll start that up at 7 o'clock tonight. We're going to take our first break. We'll come back, talk more with Coach and Miller Moody, our special guest tonight for the Pie Factory. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. We're back live at the Pie Factory, historic downtown Jasper. Got a good crowd here tonight, enjoying dinner. Brian's here. He's enjoying his salad, getting ready for the B&B show coming up at the top of the hour. Coach, let's talk about some of these other games you got into while we were away. 3 in a row here against some opponents that we normally don't see, so especially this one, New Albany out of Mississippi. Went over to Marion County, I believe, for that one. 63-49 the final in that one.
Yeah, it was a good ball game for us. I mean, it was good for us to see a really good team that we're not very familiar with.
Right.
They're out of Mississippi. They're very athletic. They're ranked right now, so it was good for us to beat a quality opponent and see some athletes that are a little better than us.
I thought the New Albany, that's the name that I remember, is a team that's normally pretty good basketball.
Yeah, they're really athletic. They're crazy athletic on the perimeter. But they really struggled inside. They couldn't guard our bigs. Our bigs had a field day. Miller and Bubba really, banged the mess out of them. They scored every time they about touched it. And it was one and done every time they shot it because our guys just out-rebounded them bad. But they were a good basketball. They had 3 guards that were elite guys. They were playing above the rim. They could score. But our guys did a good job. We didn't panic. We just kept playing. Every time they saw a dunk or a crazy shot, we just kept playing.
Yeah.
And our guys kept with a plan. We kept pounding it inside, and we were eventually able to space that lead out and protect it defensively. Defensively, we were great that night. We were really good against New Albany defensively. So it was good to see our guys against a good team respond to hitting them out a few times. Because we did get hit in the mouth a couple times, but we kept plugging.
10th-ranked Vikings improved to 11-1 with that win. Then the past 2 days, let's talk about this. It's recent memory now. Aniana and Gunnersville. Of course, Aniana the first night, 48-32. Another big win on their home floor.
It was a really good team. They have don't let their record fool you. They have played a really crazy schedule.
Yeah.
And they're just a 4A school, but their schedule has been 5 and 6A teams all year.
Murder's Row.
They're a good basketball team, and like I told our guys, we're getting to the part of our season where everybody's well coached, everybody's watching film, everybody knows who you are now. So when you walk in the gym, I promise you, they know who Miller Moody is, they know who J.B. Beatty is, they know who Clayton Thorne is. So they're going to guard us different. So It was good for us to see an Aniana team that guarded us different. They sat in the box and won. Well, we called it a box and one, but it was really like a triangle and one because they got like a 1-3 set. And they didn't guard us. And they guarded J.B. Beatty. That was it. So they denied him the basketball, and it didn't fool us much. We kept playing, and our guys stuck with the plan. We kept pounding inside, and then we started making some shots. When we make shots from the perimeter, it really, really makes things easier for us. It makes it easier for these guys inside to see it more. It makes it easier for them to catch it with nothing in between them and the basket sometimes, but when you catch it every time and everybody's plugged in there on both sides, it makes it tough for these big guys. So we like to go inside out, but sometimes you got to play a little outside in. So we were able to make a couple of shots, and it really loosened things up, and we kind of got inside their zone and made them go man, which they did not want to do, and it really affected them in the end. So we played well, for 3.5 quarters. I thought we were great.
All right, and then last night, a top 10 showdown. You guys, 10th in the state, 12-1 coming in against Gunnersville, 2nd in the state, another quality opponent. I watched the film last night, and I tell you, we were up just about the entire game, led by double figures, I think, twice in the game, including in the fourth quarter. But we just let it slip away at the end.
Yeah, we led for 29 minutes.
Yep,
So,
that was crazy.
Our guys executed well. Our game plan was nice. The guys, to see it play out like it did, they had 2 guys that, like we talked before, that averaged 61 points together. And so we wanted to keep them guys from catching the basketball. Of course, one of them did catch it, and he wasn't frazzled a bit. I've never seen a guy so calm, cool, and collected. And Corey Shepard can defend.
Yeah.
And when he's up on your nose for 31.5 minutes till he fouls out, the guy never panicked. The guy never acted like he was upset. He just kept playing, and he scored Oh, tough 36 points on us. I'm telling you, it had to be the toughest 36 I've ever seen because he was in the lane shooting fadeaways like they were layups. I mean,
I know.
fadeaways. I mean, they'd step
I
around
know.
the rim and drop. Kid could play. I mean, kid wasn't 6 foot, maybe Miller. You think about
Yeah.
6 foot? Um, he was just shooting nice fadeaways. Anytime he'd get loose in transition, he'd pull up 10 feet behind the 3-point line and knock it down. You know, we turned it over late. Now, you know, a lot of that was self-inflicted. But the kid could play. They got a good basketball team. There's
Well,
no doubt.
obviously they're
you know.
second in the state for a reason.
Absolutely, and they just got through beating Scottsboro, who's ranked like 4th or 5th, who's a really good basketball team. So it wasn't like we were playing anyone. This was a good basketball team.
Right.
You know, I don't care what classification you're in. Gunnersville High School is a great basketball program. They're a great basketball team. You're looking at kids that have been in the system for doggone years.
Yeah.
And we're looking at kids that have been in the system 6 months right here. So
Right.
it was good for us to go in and compete the way we did and not be – we didn't fear anything. Our kids we hit them in the mouth quick. They didn't know what hit them. When they figured it out, they figured it out late, and our guys responded well. We just didn't make shots. We missed a lot of free throws, and it was a great learning curve for us.
Sure.
I'd rather it happen right now than in February. You know, when it
Absolutely.
counts. So
Miller, what was it like playing a team? Of course, you guys have been playing well and dominating teams, really. I mean, then you step in, and now all of a sudden you're in a dogfight. And what was it like playing in that kind of ball game? And talk about the trouble they had with you, because I saw they were double teaming you, and your size, you're one of the biggest ones on the floor.
It was a great team. Number 14, he's a really good guard. I mean, we had a tough time with him, but they couldn't guard us in the paint. Their tallest guy was about 6'1", so we really took advantage of that. Got to use some nice little moves around the basket to get open. There was a travel call late in the game that I don't know.
Brutal.
Personally, I don't think it was a travel.
It
but,
wasn't.
I mean, that one hurt.
Yeah.
But great team. I think we really needed that one because I think maybe our heads were starting to get a little big. We're really rolling through teams right now. So I think this little punch in the mouth kind of is gonna give us kind of a like a new start.
Yeah, wake up call a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Coach, that's what we were talking about off the air. You know, you hate to lose one, obviously, but in the game of basketball, normally you can't win them all, and it's tough to. But this is a learning experience.
it is. If you win them all, you can't learn anything. You know.
That's
and
true.
This was great for us. You know, it's a great opportunity for us to go up and face top caliber competition, but it's also a way we can see, you know, something outside of winning by 35. You know,
Right.
we can go in and we can say, okay, look what they're in right here.
Yeah.
Look how we countered it. Look how we turned it over.
Right.
We can learn from this. So there's a lot of things we can take from this, a lot of film work that we can do when we get back. On the 27th, a lot of work that we need to do individually on our skill. So there's a lot of things that are going to take place when we get back. They're going to help this team be a better basketball team when it counts in late January.
Well, that gets us to the Christmas break. What have we got next week? We've got.
Well, next week, the 29th, we go to Plainview.
That's right.
We
Okay.
play Hewitt Trussville, who is one of the best 7A teams in the state right now.
Yeah.
And on the 30th, we play host Plainview, who is number 1 in the state. In 3A, who just got through beating Ramsey by 12. So,
Good grief.
Yeah.
Who makes the schedule out?
Some idiot. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know who he is, but I
I love how you schedule. You know, you got to play the best to be the best.
You do. And we thought that we had an opportunity to be okay. We didn't know it was going to be this 12-2.
You're right,
Just
yeah.
be real weak. But we knew the opportunity could be there. So this is good for us to play teams like New Albany, to play teams like Plainview and Hewitt Trussville and Hazel Green. So when it comes January, when it comes February, we don't panic when we see a shirt that says, you know, Gunners or Ramsey, whoever.
Yeah,
you know, we just play. It doesn't matter their length. It just matters, you know, how, you know, we talk about, you know, how big our hearts are. Our guys leave it all on the floor. All right.
Oh yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind that when we leave that floor, they've given all they got, and that's all I can ask these kids. Their effort it's a choice, man, and they choose the right thing every time we play, and I can't ask anything else. But these guys just continue to give great effort. It's amazing.
Miller, appreciate you joining us here tonight. Merry Christmas to you, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Sir, thank you.
Coach, Merry Christmas to you. Hope you have a good one with your family, and looking forward to the rest of the season. Next week, got some big games, and then we get into the meat of it there in January and February. We'll see what we got then.
We're excited, and we're ready for that challenge. We can't wait. But, hey, man, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to Brian Hale right there. Our guys over there, Clayton, John Michael, hey, guys.
Yep.
Over there hiding, don't want to talk. They're too nervous.
Too nervous, yeah.
But Merry Christmas, those guys. Merry Christmas to everyone, man.
Well, it's hopefully going to be a great new year as well for the Jasper basketball program. Coach, as always, appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Coach Heath Burns, head basketball coach of the Jasper Vikings, here for the Pie Factory in historic downtown Jasper, where tonight they'll have bingo starting at 7 o'clock. Great prizes on hand for that. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. Also, the B&B show coming up at 7 from our studios in Jasper. Until next week, I'm Brett Elmore saying so long from the Pie Factory in Jasper.